Hi, I'm Maggie Lakowski from Maggie Moon Tarot, and here are the vibes for the week. This week the wheel is turning from 2014 to 2015, so Happy New Year. In 2014 we were in a 7-world year in numerology, doing our internal and spiritual work. Some of it was hard but necessary to move forward. We're moving into an 8-world year in numerology, one that holds the energy of abundance. It's a great year to take what we learned in 2014 and manifest our desires here physically. And I'll be chatting about 2015's vibrations in a future video. We're also moving from the Chinese New Year, the year of the wood horse, to the wood sheep. And that's a calming energy, and sheeps are resilient in their environment, remind us that we are stronger than we think. And in astrology, we're looking at 9 planets that are moving forward, except for Jupiter, which is in retrograde, and he'll be moving forward in the spring. Also, people have been talking a lot about Saturn's big shift into Sagittarius. From Scorpio, and stays there until 2017, except for a brief reconnection with Scorpio from June to September in 2015, and then back to Sag until 2017. This period, Saturn has us slow down and look at our core values in every area of our life, looking for the truth, wisdom in the situation, and feeling more comfortable with who we are and where we're going, and living those values. Finding people to share them with through learning, mentoring, traveling. And as Sagittarius has the fly by the seat of our pants energy, with Saturn it's slow down, you're moving too fast. Then on Tuesday, the Sun in Capricorn has a lovely trine with the Taurus moon. It's all about the power of love. So let's begin the reading. And I'm using the Mythic Tarot. And that was gifted to me by a dear friend, Angela, this week. And the cards are illustrated by Tricia Newell, and the companion book is written by Juliet, Sharman-Burke, and Liz Greene. And through the goddesses and gods of Greek mythology, we travel on the hero's journey, examining the archetypes and messages they bring to us for the week ahead. So let's begin. And for the beginning of the week, I pulled the 4 of Swords upright. Swords are about our thoughts, an air element. In the card, we see Orestes, an exile, awaiting for Apollo's command to return home. This card speaks of a time of introspection, rest, peace, and calm after a dispute, disruption, maybe a heartbreak, missing someone, a loss of a job, and this can be especially upsetting during the holidays, where we can often have expectations that are not met, or hurtful words or actions that were said or done. When you look at the card, notice the colors, and here we see the big blue sky with the puffy clouds. And that's a period of inactivity and peace, and the ground is a muted brown, that earth energy, a sense of when taking time out, we're feeling grounded. This can also mirror that Saturn in Sag energy, slowing down, the time of quiet reflection, whether self-imposed or imposed by an unforeseen event. It's a gift if we take time to receive it. It's letting the goblin and mental chatter in our minds float away, laying down our swords, our thoughts about a situation, and letting the earth absorb all of the negative feelings and energy. A time to heal, a time to rest and reflect, gathering up our strength when we're called to move forward. And for the midweek, after that coming out period of rest and reflection, the Queen of Wands comes out and comes onto the scene in her saffron gown. Wands, the fire element, one of creativity, inspiration. The greens in the card, that talks about growth. And the blue sky in the background is a balance to the fire energy. She represents Queen Penelope, the wife of Odysseus, who went to fight off in the Trojan War and was given up for dead. But 10 years later, he returned. And during this time, the queen was left to run the island always believing that her husband would return, pursued by suitors, but having faith that all would be well and that she could rule her own world no matter what was going on around her. She represents holding faith in the power of love, like our Capricorn-Taurus trine, not only for our beloved, but in our own talents, abilities, strength, passion, being loyal to our own heart, having confidence to attract what we need into our life. And her saffron gown represents our inner fire. The love and desire. We may have stones or jewelry or a scarf of that color that can remind us of this energy from time to time. And for the end of the week, I pulled the Empress, and she ushers in the new year. And a year of inner and outer abundance. She is represented in this card by the goddess Demeter, the great mother, our earth mother, and represents the dark and the light, where we have been and where we're going. And a promise of the return of her daughter, Persephone, the return of the light and of spring. She protects the young and defenseless, and she wears the 12 jewels of the zodiac. This earth card is one of manifestation. For us, this card can represent a gestation period, preparing to birth a new creation, bringing them from the spiritual and manifesting on the physical on the earth. And this card could talk about a pregnancy. She presides over marriages and the simple pleasures of everyday life. There's a feeling of expansiveness in our lives, pregnant with possibilities. She reminds us of the cycles in nature, and so with the cycles of our life. And her energy is one of patience, having faith, and being open and being filled with the flow of abundance in this new year. And that, my friends, are the vibes for the week. If you've enjoyed this video, I invite you to click on the like and subscribe buttons. And I have a transcript included in the About section of the video, along with the link to the Mythic Tarot and to my website, maggiemoontarot.com, in case you'd like to contact me or schedule a reading. So, until we meet again next week, next year, Happy New Year! May your right hand always be stretched out in friendship and never in want. Always remember to forget the troubles that passed away, but never forget to remember the blessings that come each day. Namaste.